It's 5 p.m. Do you know where your sales are? And more importantly, do you know where mine are? Can you tell me, please? All right, we are technically at 4:30. And so my prediction was if it follows this pattern, because eBay seems to, be a lot about patterns, I would end up being at a $600 day today. If I go by patterns, it would be more like, let's see, there's a $8 difference there. There's a $60 difference there. I would be in the neighborhood of, well, actually this matches my 531 day. Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Okay. So, okay, that makes even more sense then. I was going to say it'd be below 6. But now that I look at my scale, I guess I was looking at the wrong day. I was looking at the 637 day instead of the one that actually mirrors it. And that was a 531 day. Which kind of makes sense because it's 440 and I only have $318. Hi, baby girl. So that's looking like about a $550 day. So it's kind of sad when you can predict what the sales are going to be by the pattern of your graph. That kind of just feels fabricated, it doesn't feel natural. Like, why is Tuesday going to be like a Wednesday last week? Why was Monday like a Thursday last week? So I don't know, but we do got a few sales. So let's see what's sold, shall we? Let's go. All right, here we go. And then the baby girl's down. Yay, baby girl. She wants belly rubs. We got to start off this video with a little belly rubs for the baby girl. And she looking all suspect. What's that in my face? What are you going to do with it? Should I be scared? Just give me belly rubs. All righty, we're going over to TP7. And we're going into Ocean. The Ocean's Relaxing Surf cassette. And that sold for $8, I believe. Yes, $8 right there. Shelf 83. Yesterday, I think I put that up yesterday. Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men Blu-ray. That sold for $6. Took an offer on that. And we're going back over here. We're going to TP3. And we're going to STE. I believe. It's got to be this one. Yeah. Born to This Land. Cassette tape. That sold for $7. All right, shelf 36. Simple Plans. I like it when it's easy. No Pads, No Helmets CD. That sold for $8. All right, we're going to Stairs 3. And we're looking for good old gospel music on 8-track tape. That sold for $10. One thing about this basement is we used to, before I put my office upstairs, I moved it upstairs because of my dad, so I could be near him, so I could hear him all the time, because the office used to be around in the West Wing. East Wing, West Wing, the West Wing, yeah, okay. It originally started where the dog bed is. When we first started out, all we had was that little area right over there. Then as it grew into that room, and then we moved the desks into that room. And that room's the coldest room in the house because it's concrete. It's not even drywalled. So just going in there just reminded me of when we used to work down here in the wintertime and how cold it was. Of course, not crazy cold, but you get used to it. But my hands were always freezing. Jerry brand or company or something. Baseball cap. That sold for $12. So cold. We got some women's red corduroy American Eagle pants. These sold for $16. At least there's some various stuff today. It ain't just all like media. Next up, we got George Jones 20 Greatest Hits cassette. That sold for $7. We got Superhero St. Louis Comic-Con t-shirt. Been in my store for years, so it's been clearance down. Sold for $5. Now we go to the West Wing. With the light on my other phone. Ooh, it's not so spooky dark. That way. Z10. Adrian, just push them back, put them in, right? It's not that difficult. Z10. I just put unknown handyman logo on this hat. How come nobody's bought Babe yet? Is Babe even still in my store? That's the real question. Is Babe even in the store? And now I already forgot what color it was. This is it. So, don't know the logo. Just put unknown handyman carpenter logo in the title. And that sold for $10.50. And then over here was the second place we had our office. So started with the dog bed, the third place. Then went to the East Wing. Then as the business kept growing and growing, it moved over here when we hired some employees to help. And this whole room was desks and the resurfacing machine. So all the listing and everything was going on in this room. All right, next up, we've got the controllers stay on vinyl. That sold for $24. Biggie bam. Gotta love that. Wonder if Jan got some different fabric softener or something, because my shirt smells good. All right, next up, we've got this Rams beanie, winter stocking cap, whatever you want to call it. Took an offer for $5.50 on that. I believe it was an offer, maybe not. Could have been a clearance item. One or the other, don't remember. That's all over here, and I think I got one left over here to get. So far, so not much selling. Yeah, it's kind of bummer. It's kind of bummer because I predicted it. An S3. I just put this up the other day. It's kind of a unique kind of gardening hat. A little bit different and looked vintage, made in Hong Kong. Took an offer on that for $10. Yes. All right, so nothing sold since, so we're still at $3.18. Bummer. See if there's any comments or questions to attend to right quick. Why not? Let's see. All right. First thing. Hi, James. I charge the going rate for shipping of what it costs me normally, or a bit less, and I set my prices based on the average for the country. Don't forget when you're doing your shipping rates, though, too. Account a little bit for your supplies. Boxes aren't free. Poly bags aren't free. Also, put a little bit of your time in there. That's why I always charge a little bit more, because you got the time involved, and you got the supplies involved. That way, that's not coming out of your item sold. It's coming out of the shipping charge. So don't forget to do that. So, and then another good thing too is look and see what the average of everybody else is, if you want to stay like the lowest, which makes sense, see what the average of everybody else is doing for that certain category, if there is a certain category. Let's see. By the way, my sales have been way up and may even be as good as December and November. Yeah, my Januaries are usually always better than my Novembers and Decembers. And then Februaries used to be my biggest month of the year. So we'll see if that holds true. What's been helping me is staying consistent to minimum amount of listings per day and a couple days a week doing the end-to-end resell similar. Yeah, those two things will help. The consistency, it's not necessarily about the algorithm of eBay. It's more about just keeping new items fresh in your store. It keeps people coming back to your store. Then if it's, quick, like you never know if you got something unique, you never know what day that person's going to search for that item online. And if it was yesterday and you didn't put it up till today and you're the only one out there, it may take a minute for that sale to come back around. So the consistency is definitely more about just keeping, you can't sell what you don't have listed, basically. And yes, the end and sell similar, I recommend too. I've done about 2,000 items today. I usually wait till the 16th through the end of the month to do mine because of web interprets, as I've talked about many times before. I sold a lot of older listing items quickly doing that. So yes, for sure. By the way, eBay has been working a lot better for me over the past couple months than the rest of the year. I'm hoping things keep going like they are now. If it does, I won't feel so nervous about reselling full-time without a job as well. Yeah, and I'll agree. From the 4th till now, it's been pretty A-okay. Hopefully today won't be my first day under 500. I had 531 was my lowest so far since the 4th, not counting the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, because those were, especially the 2nd and 3rd, were jacked up days. A lot of problems on the site those days. So hopefully today won't be my first day below 500. But that being said, still the consistency has been a lot better. Next up says, I love Dixie's Bargains. I love how you don't post just $40, $50 items. You make money. That's how I am doing anything that makes money. How can they target you when you have so many items listed and making sales? Who is doing it? Watchers or other resellers that make videos? A little bit of both. You always get flack from other resellers who I guess have a hard time understanding that there's more than one way of doing things. And then the watchers, they may not even be resellers. Who knows? They could just be stalkers or trolls. When they come at you more than once, I consider them a stalker at that point. Troll is just somebody who's watching a video, makes a smart-ass comment, and moves on. Stalkers, when they know your name, and they will comment, whether it's on your video or somebody else's video, they always got you at the top of their mind. That's a stalker for me. And trust me, I know I've lived in a life long enough to know what stalkers are like. Thankfully, most of them have always been girls when I was growing up. But with the internet, you see how there are a lot of people who are just, for whatever reason, whatever personal reason that's going on in their life, are just like that for some reason. So, hi, James. I think you mentioned it before, but can you explain how to change the shipping label format? When I print one label, it shows up fine by 4x6, but currently when I purchase multiples, it's showing up 8.5 by 11. Yeah, I had just found that out the other day. So when you go into, before you hit buy and pay on your labels, right above that blue click bar, it'll have the spot where you can mark it or change it. So right before the pay button. So you got to hit one of the blue buttons first. I don't remember what it says. And then before you hit the pay button, you can change it there. But then comments were saying, even if you do print it on the wrong, you can go back and change it and then go back and reprint the old labels again. So, hey James, I've been charging $5.99 for shipping on hats and t-shirts for over 2 years and customers don't bat an eye. I think you could raise yours from $5.25 to $5.99 and not notice any change in sales. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. So it's hard to say, you know, that's why I always try to just go by quarters, quarter or 50 cents, depending on what the USPS does. But yeah, I always kind of keep an eye on like other people selling hats or other people selling t-shirts and what are they charging. And so, yeah, I agree. I probably could. I would do something like that if I would make that big of a jump if I knew there was a better way to do the, hey, buy two, get free shipping type of program. If there was a better way to promote that to the buyers. But yeah, it wouldn't be out of, I wouldn't even have any problems doing it and think that it's going to hurt anything really. So, all right, I think that'll be all for now. Thanks everybody for the questions and comments and what have you. And I think that's it. So I will see you all in the next video. Later.